How's it going, everyone? So I was finally able to play the demo of Scott Pilgrim EX last night. I had a fun time. If you guys are looking for a fun beat 'em up game that has a bunch of side quests, has good gameplay, I would say the gameplay leans more towards how Shredder's Revenge feels more than Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It is a much faster game than the first Scott Pilgrim game. So if you're wondering about that, you definitely dive into this game quicker than the first one. In the first game, you leveled up and you gained abilities. Seems like this game is going to have all abilities unlocked unless down the road, certain items that you can equip to yourself has different abilities on them. But this game is leaning towards the RPG elements as well, but just in a different fashion. Because in this game, you are able to equip armor, and which is different than the first Scott Pilgrim, which is that you leveled up and you gained abilities that way. This game, you are able to find armor pieces, find jewelry, find different assist characters and equip them to your characters. So that leans more into the RPG elements. You do level up in this game, but you only gain, from what I've seen, you only gain like 2 vitality, and you just grow from there. And of course, you still have your food markets where you could like upgrade your stats as well. So you could really min-max on how you want to build your character. That freedom and ability is there to do so. I had a fun time with the demo. Like I said, it was definitely more fast-paced than I thought, and I think it's a nice change of pace. There's up to 4 players that you could play as. I think the open world map and all the side quests that you could do is going to really push this game to have the replayability and have people really sink their time into this game rather than just drop in, drop out like either Marvel Cosmic Invasion was, that you only do the story and then you only do like the arcade a couple of times and it gets pretty monotonous after a while. I think this game's gonna probably be a little bit longer. It's not meant to be like an arcade style. This is more of like an adventure RPG style. So if you're looking for a beat 'em up game to have a little more substance, I think Scott Pilgrim EX is going to be that game for you. I had a fun time. I tried out pretty much most of the characters on the demo. They all feel different. They all feel unique. All their movesets are different as well. The only thing I don't know, since this world's a more open layered map, just kind of like River City Girls 2 was, that it's a big open world and there's like a bunch of sections that you could do explore. I don't know if you guys are playing like online co-op, if some person is able to rush ahead into a different like screen. I don't know if that's the case. It would be pretty cool if it was an open world like that, so you could just run across the screen. Or if you do go into co-op, you're kind of restricted like a regular beat 'em up game. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if we're going to see here in this IGN play, because it seems like they're all playing local co-op. There is local co-op. There is going to be cross-play as well. So those options are going to be there. If you are looking for a beat 'em up with a little more substance, like the RPG elements where you get to find stuff and go back to a certain area that you weren't able to unlock before, or even find secret places on the map, you could do that in this game. So the exploration and just the time sink and trying to find things to open up different paths, it's definitely going to be there for you. It's a fun game. The demo wasn't super long, but I was able to play the different characters. And from the time I did play this game, I had a fun time with the demo. I probably give it like 8 out of 10. It didn't like blow my mind. It was kind of different than I expected, since the first Scott Pilgrim was so slow and the progression system was a little bit different in that game versus this game. But they did add the elements of equipping armor and having that affect your stats and have that affect your gameplay as well. So it's pretty cool. So they took one thing away and added something else. So you don't have that slow progression system like in Scott Pilgrim 1. Now you have a whole different system, kind of like what Dragon's Crown did or what the upcoming Towerborn game did, where you get to like equip a loadout in the game. You usually don't have that in a beat 'em up game. Also, I think you're able to have multiple supers. I was looking over the move list. Seems like you have, I think, 2 or 3 supers. So that's pretty cool. So kind of like Shredder's Revenge does versus like Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So like I said, this game, if you like Shredder's Revenge, I think you're going to have a fun time with this game. So there's a main campaign in this game, like an objective that you have to follow. But there seems like to be a bunch of side quests that you could sink your teeth in as well, that you really don't have to do, but they are optional, but I'm sure they could give you great bonuses. So you have that option in this game. Also, the changing from like map to map is super fast. The one thing I like about this game is when you switch from zone to zone. I think that's something that took away from me from River City Girls, is when you switch from zone to zone, it took a lot took like 10 to 15 seconds. In this game, it takes around 2 to 5 seconds to go from zone to zone. So the immersion of the game stays intact. You're not pulled away by any measures. And your characters could run fast as crap. So if you have to run back to an area, it's super fast. Let me know if you guys did play the demo. The demo is live right now on Steam if you guys want to check this game out. The game is releasing March 3rd. So in a span of like a week, we get 2 huge beat 'em up games that are kind of leading more into the RPG realm with Towerborn, where you can get different weapons, you can get armor sets, and really buff your character that way. And then we have Scott Pilgrim EX releasing on March 3rd, because Towerborn releases on February 26th. If you're a beat 'em up fan and love the RPG element and twist of a beat 'em up game, you're going to be eating good. So if you're a fan of Dragon's Crown, you're going to be eating good when you try out this game, or even Towerborn when that releases as well. All right, guys, so let me know. Have you played the demo? What are your thoughts? Are you guys going to pick up Scott Pilgrim EX? I'll definitely pick it up. I'm not too sure the price right now. Let me check the price. So this game is going to be a little more expensive than the regular beat 'em ups we have seen in like the recent, 6 months or so. It's going to be around $29, so under $30 Scott Pilgrim is going to be. I assume why it's a little more expensive than Marvel Cosmic Invasions, that it's going to have a lot more content in it versus Marvel Cosmic Invasion just having the campaign and just arcade. Seems like there's going to be a lot more gameplay here to be had, so we'll see. I mean, Absalom was what, $24, and that game has so much replayability, so who knows? Maybe because it's a Scott Pilgrim IP, so they have to give some kudos to them and cut a little check to them as well. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this content. Let me know if you guys are going to pick up Scott Pilgrim EX. Are you going to play it day one, or are you going to wait for a sale or the physical copy to release? All right, guys, love you to pieces. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, give a thumbs up, give a subscribe, and if you guys want to stay in touch when I do drop content, click that bell notification down below, because it will mean a lot to me. Have a great one. Have a great day. Remember, stay true to yourself, stay positive, be that beacon of hope for others, and just keep pushing on and follow your dreams, because life's too short. And we got to do what's best for us. So keep crushing it. Stay positive, because this world definitely needs it. Until next time, peace.